Hot sand on toes, cold sand in sleeping bags. I come to know that memories were the best things you ever had. The summer shorn, beat down on bony back, so far from home where the ocean stood, down dust and pine cone tracks. We slept like dogs down by the fireside, awoke to the fog were all around us.
Marriage joins two people who trust in the love that they've found. It's a partnership in which they can each grow and be their true selves, whilst they share in the development of each other. It's also a statement to all around them of what the two of them already know, namely that they wish to share the love, friendship and support that they have found in each other for the rest of their lives. The marriage ceremony provides an opportunity for family and friends to gather in one place and for everyone to celebrate the happiness of the married couple. Now, ladies and gentlemen, just before we do move on to those legal vows, a couple sent me a few words, personal words that they shared about one another. I'm not sure if either know what the other said here, so that should be a wee tester before those vows. Well, Leigh told me that she loves the way that James makes her feel very safe and loved. He listens without judgment and can understand her better than she understands herself. She appreciates the little things that James does, like making her a hot water bottle every night at bedtime, and when he reminds her that she shouldn't feel guilty for having a potato day every now and then. There's not a lot that Leigh doesn't love about James, except perhaps having to babysit Jeff on a rare occasion after a night out. And she's looking forward to more adventures together with Tommy in this next big chapter. Well, James, he loves that he and Leigh share the same taste in music, and that the song choices is never an argument. However, he doesn't love that she turns into a passenger princess and dictates the volume should always be ridiculously loud, no matter what song is playing. He loves how much she loves dogs, even when it makes him cross the road or change direction entirely just to say hello to one she spotted. Ultimately, James loves how much Leigh cares for him. He is very much looking forward to spending the rest of his life with his best friend. Now, I'm sure you'll agree, ladies and gentlemen, we have a couple very much in love. Now, ladies and gentlemen, these rings, well, they have to look their absolute best before a couple exchange their vows. Oh, there we go! These rings have to look their absolute best before a couple exchange those vows. So we'll need someone very skillful and clever to shine these up for us. And thankfully we now have just such a man here today. So Josh, you want to come up and make sure these are nice and shiny, buddy? Give them a wee breathe and then rub them on your sleeve there. So now it's time to move on to that formal part of the ceremony. Leigh, James, it's time to make your legal commitments to one another. So James, I'm going to ask you to please make your legal vows to Leigh. Will you please repeat these words after me? I call upon these persons here present.
I call upon these persons here present.
To witness that I, James Kilbride.
To witness that I, James Kilbride.
Solemnly and sincerely declare.
Solemnly and sincerely declare.
That I accept you, Leigh Kiernan.
That I accept you, Leigh Kiernan.
As my lawfully wedded wife.
As my lawfully wedded wife.
I call upon these persons here present.
To witness that I, Leigh Kiernan.
To witness that I, Leigh Kiernan.
Solemnly and sincerely declare.
Solemnly and sincerely declare.
That I accept you, James Kilbride.
That I accept you, James Kilbride.
As my lawfully wedded husband.
As my lawfully wedded husband.
James and Leigh, you have chosen to marry. You've pledged your love, your respect and your commitment to each other, and have promised to stand by each other through whatever your lives together may bring. Following the declarations made before me and in the presence of our witnesses, it's my pleasant duty to pronounce you husband and wife. As you seal this moment, I ask you and everyone here present, family and friends, the immediate circle of love within which you dwell, to treasure the memory of the happiness of this special day, to join with me in wishing you the greatest happiness and success in your future lives together. James, you may now kiss your bride.
When the cold winds blow, all I want is you. Will you be my bride? Take me by the hand and side. All I want is you. Will you stay with me? Hold me in your arms and sway me like the sea.
We always reflect upon these proceedings and recall the happiness of this day. To conclude, I'd like to thank you all very much for being here on this very special occasion. Please enjoy the rest of this day. And finally, I'd like to give my own personal good wishes to James and to Leigh, and if I may, give them some advice in the form of a wee poem. To keep your marriage brimming with love in the loving cup. Whenever you're wrong, admit it. Whenever you're right, shut up. It gives me the greatest pleasure to present to you Mr. and Mrs. Kilbride!
Take me by the hand and stand by my side. All I want is you. Will you stay with me? Hold me in your arms and sway me like the sea.
A lot of people won't know this about me, but I was very, very nervous about the day. I couldn't sleep a wink last night. I had butterflies in the stomach all week. Just when there's been such a big build-up, so much effort, time, money, blood, sweat and tears put into all of this, just for it to come down to one big day, there's a lot of pressure on. Along the way we've had many ups and downs, and we've just been hoping that everything goes perfectly, which it absolutely has so far. It's certainly not me that deserves the credit for making today the absolute dream day that it's been. Thanks so much to everybody that's come here today. It's such an amazing feeling to see all our favourite people all in the one room. I've got a lot of people to thank for the day, so I'm just going to fire through a wee list at first, the people that made the day possible. My mum and dad, best parents that you could ever ask for. I was never a spoiled child, but they made sure that I had absolutely everything that I could ever need and then some. When I first started dating Leigh, a big sign of what we were going to be about was how much my mum loved her. My mum absolutely adored Leigh, and as we all know, a mother's intuition is never wrong. My dad really encouraged me as well to make a real go of things with Leigh, but I'm not sure if that's because he really liked her as well, or he was just scared of losing his Thailand discount half a Kenny. I'm not sure. I want to say a massive thanks to my mum and dad for everything you've done for us, not just today, but every other day that you've helped us out. Thank you so much. And now on to my new in-laws, Kenny and Elaine. We officially become family today, but truth being told, they've made me feel like family for a long, long time before today. They're very, very family orientated, and Kenny's very protective of his daughters, so it's a huge honour for me that he trusts me enough to give me permission to look after his firstborn for the rest of my life. But I do need to mention that without yourselves, today just doesn't look like the way that it done. They've all chipped in far too generously to give Leigh the dream wedding that she really deserves, and can't thank you enough. To the parents, thank you. Now on to the real stars of the show today, my two dogs that were up with us today, Tommy and Sam. Sam was the first dog I ever fell in love with. I don't even know how to put into words how much I love my boy Tommy, and he doesn't and he doesn't come into my life if it's not for Leigh, so I take that as a definite sign that we're on the right path here. My heart was absolutely bursting to see the two boys up there with me today, and I know Leigh was the same. As we all know, it's tradition to have a wee toast to absent friends and family at their weddings, and although we're both missing a few people who should be up here with us today, there's a very special mention that needs to go out to today's maid of honour, Fallon Shields. For anybody that doesn't know, we lost Fallon in 2021, and I can't express how much it means to have our mum, Catherine, here with us today to sign our wedding register for us. I've said before that Fallon was like the wee sister that I never had or wanted, for that matter, to be honest with you. And she made no mistake about letting me know that she was my biggest critic in the world at the time. And there's no much in life that I'm prouder of than what I ended up meaning to Fallon and what Fallon ended up meaning to me. She trusted me with her life and trusted me to look after our best pal for the rest of mine as well. I'm under strict instructions today to make sure that everybody knows that today is as much about her as it is about us two. Or she'll cause a riot. They're her words, no mine, by the way. Leigh and Fallon had the most incredible friendship you could ever imagine. They were more like sisters. They would bicker constantly, argue constantly, daft fights all the time. None of them would ever apologise to each other, and the arguments were always quickly forgotten about, and they were straight back to being best pals. And I've seen it enough times now to know that how important it is for a bride to have our best pal with her on her big day. And although not here in body, she's 100% here in spirit today. Every step of the way, and should be so proud of the wedding that we've planned. I don't like to ever think about Fallon when she wasn't well, but a wee story that sums her up to me and how caring she was for Leigh was when she was really ill and all her friends and family had gathered in the house to see her. She asked everyone to leave so she could have a wee heart-to-heart with me. And she says to me that she was wanting to give me money for a honeymoon. And at the time, obviously, I was so far away from thinking about money and weddings, and she was adamant. She kept saying, it's not for you, it's not for you, it's for Leigh. I want to give you this money. She deserves the honeymoon of her dreams and all the rest of it. So just to shut her up, I was like, right, okay, no problem. Like, just forget about it, it's fine, I'll take the money. She closed her eyes for about 5 seconds. Then she opened her eyes again, she grabbed my hand, and she looked me dead in the eye and says, I swear to God, James, if you take her away in a fucking camper van, I'll kill you. It's obviously very important to remember all the loved ones who aren't with us today, but the only very, very small silver lining of going through all that with Fallon is it definitely gave us an extra level of love and gratitude for all the amazing people that we're still lucky enough to have in our lives, and that starts off with Leigh's bridesmaids, who I think you will all agree looked absolutely incredible today. You were all there for her during the worst times, even when we said we didn't want any visitors. You all showed up at different times just to show your love, and you have been there ever since. You also all managed to give her the absolute dream hen do. She had the best weekend with the best bunch of girls you could ever imagine. She's really, really lucky to have you, and it was a huge privilege for both of us today to have you up there on stage with us today, so thanks very much, girls. Some of the boys I've known since primary school, some of the boys still acting like they're in primary school, but I wouldn't have you any other way, to be honest. But us guys are never great at showing our emotions, but I would just like to say to you all now when I'm up here that I love you all to bits, and it means the world to me to have you up by my side today. Also, while we're on the subject of stag do's and hen do's, I was going to get a wee picture to highlight the difference. Leigh's girls took it to Marbella, and I think you'll all agree. She's got a wee white bikini on, her bride glasses, wee white shirt, on her boat in Marbella. Like, the girls couldn't have done any better job for her. And then there's me on my stag do. By a country mile, Leigh is the best thing that's ever happened to me. I had a great life growing up, amazing friends and family around me, but I still always felt like something was missing until I met Leigh. 9 years we've been together now, and if you ask me, our relationship's got better and better every year. We've grown together through ups and downs, and it's really easy to be with somebody when everything's going well and everything's rosy. Going through the hardest times with Leigh just made me realise that she's definitely the person that I want to spend the rest of my life with. The first time that me and Leigh became Facebook official was when we went to a gig at the King Tuts, and then Leigh said a sentence that night that nobody outside of 1950s black and white films ever said in the history of ever. But after the gig we were waiting to greet our pal Sean when he came off stage. So we wait to the end and he comes down and I give him a hug and I'm like, oh, amazing mate, congratulations, like, he's absolutely smashed it. Show was incredible, what a show he's put on, blah blah blah. And then turns round to Leigh and Leigh looks him dead in the eye and says, oh Sean, that was jolly good. Some of the best memories that I have with Leigh is at gigs, whether that's Tea in the Park with the pink wellies on, Transmit, any phonics gig, or following the 1975s around the world like a couple of creeps. I'm very proud of Leigh for many things, but one of the things that I'm most proud of her for was having the courage to follow her dreams of working with dogs every day, which meant she had to give up the job security of being a teacher. Leigh makes me laugh every day. She also makes me a better person every day as well, just by being her. I've never felt the love that I do from Leigh off of anybody in my life. The way she cares about me, I really don't know what I would do without her. I don't know what the future holds for us, whether it's starting a family or just filling the house with mere golden retrievers, we don't know yet. But as long as I get to date with you, that's all I care about. Anybody that knows me knows that my favourite programme is American Office, but there's a quote in it, and it says, I wish there was a way to know that you're in the good old days before you've actually left them. And that resonates strongly with me, because I know that I'm in the good old days right now, and I know how lucky I am every single day to have what I have. Thanks for listening, and thanks for coming everybody today.
I'm Kenny, I'm the father of Leigh. On behalf of Elaine and myself, I'd like to welcome James to the family. He's been pretty much family for 5 years now, but is it longer than that? Or that was the other guy who used to sneak out at the back there. But anyway, every father hopes his precious daughter meets a guy that kind of mirrors himself. What are you laughing at? They were made for each other, I think we all knew that. But it fills my heart with pride and joy to know that Leigh's grown into the wee, look at her, oh God, Elaine. The wee woman she's grown into, courageous, everything. She's going to get emotional now. They say you gain a son instead of losing a daughter. I don't need to read this, but I love that boy. It was hard times over the last 4 or 5 years. The strength he showed was amazing. And I can't thank him enough for that. He was a rock for all years, you know. Watching that wee lassie take what happened to her, my heart's, he meant all the years for that, you know. For my lassie, I couldn't pick a better boy. He's the best. And I'm not going to elaborate, I'm going to let the boys come on, because I've too much nonsense to say here. But it's just fitting that they've had the sun today. It's been the nicest day of the year. I'd like to obviously wish you a great night. It's been fantastic so far. Thanks everyone.
Good afternoon everyone. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Jack, and I really don't know how I've ended up with this microphone today. When it came to writing this speech, Sean and I weren't short of material, although most of it had to be edited, thrown away, burned, or handed over to the police to help them with inquiries. We have been very good friends and have been through many life experiences together.
There was a serious lack of PG stories we could come up here and tell. But we're going to give you a wee insight into how we both met James, joined the YCF, and how we got here standing today. It's an honour that James asked us to say a few words today, and it shows the relationship we've got. Any chance he's got for us to make a tit of ourselves, he's all for it. We've been friends for years, and as you can imagine, the countless parties, all-nighters, trips away, Hanukkah celebrations we've had together. It's been good times from what I recall.
Sean and I actually managed to arrange James's stag do. I can say a good time was had by all. 22 great lads and an Oompa Loompa walking the streets of Prague. It really was a sight to behold.
I've known Leigh since her high school days, and never in my wildest dreams I thought she'd be daft enough to take James on. She's been a good friend to me and to my family, and she's one of the kindest people you could meet, and she clearly has the patience of a saint. They are brilliant together, and if I'm honest, Leigh deserves a medal for putting up with him for all these years. No doubt a large part of how the relationship grew was the love of dogs. Any night out we were on, Leigh would not pass a dog without stopping for a wee clap. And since then, turning her passion with dogs into her career. And James, well, James is a unique way of expressing his love for dogs. It did involve, at one point, whispering through Wes's door at 3 o'clock in the morning.
And since the day you guys entered your relationship, I've never seen James so happy. You guys really are made for each other. And here they are, an amazing couple on their wedding day. I could not be happier for the both of you. We all feel privileged to be part of your special day and wish you both all the love and happiness for the future.